I'm Sarah from Spare Room Arts and I'm working with Seven Arts and Malvern Hills District Futureproof campaign. And today I'm going to be showing you how to do your sun printing workshop. So for this workshop, all you will need is the pack you've been sent, which we'll come back to in a minute, a washing up bowl with a little bit of water, but most importantly, the subject of our pieces of artwork. So I really like natural materials and I use a lot in my own work. So I hopped over to the local park and I collected myself some flowers. Now I've had these pressed in a book for about a day just to make them really flat, and that's going to help when I lay them on top of my paper just to make sure they stay in one place because you get a better print. And that's so I've collected a fern and some flowers and it's a lively one and some leaves. Now, if you don't want to do nature prints, that's completely fine because for this workshop you can use anything you like. So on this piece of cardboard I have just some random objects that I found in my house. So we have some scissors and we have this tiny elephant and this pineapple. Now I've chosen these because they all have a really good shape to them. So if you think about printing something, you want the kind of outside shape of it, kind of the silhouette. So you need something with a good shape. So for example, your phone wouldn't work very well because it's just one shape, so you just get sort of a boring rectangle shape. So think of that if you want to use random objects in your printing. So you're probably thinking, what is sun printing? So sun printing is the oldest form of photography and we use light sensitive paper. So basically when the UV rays from the sun hit the paper, it starts to develop. So like in the olden days, before digital cameras like we have now, we used to get our photographs developed in developing solution. So this is what this paper is covered in. Now the way I've done these is, I don't know whether you can probably tell on here, but these guys at the front, these were done on a cloudy day and the paper behind them is a slightly lighter blue colour, and these were done on a super hot sunny day and the paper behind them is a darker blue. So it will really depend on what day you do your pieces of work on as to how they turn out. But either way, they look wonderful whatever you do. So all you really need is just some light. Light will do it. Even a cloudy day is fine to do this, just not rainy because it'll get a bit soggy. So I'm going to now open up my pack and I'm going to talk you through how to do it. Okie dokie folks, this is the main event now, the opening of the pack. Okay, so when you get inside you will have one instruction sheet. I'm just going to put mine down there because I know what I'm doing, so it's okay, but you have a look through as well as watching this video. Now this is the really important bit folks. I have very carefully put your sandpaper in a sealed plastic black bag. Now please don't open this bag till you're ready because as soon as any light at all gets onto your paper, it will start developing and it will ruin it. So I'm going to very carefully open this and show you the next steps. Here we go. So now you've got a few pieces of paper here so you can do a good couple of prints. So mine is open and I'm going to get two pieces out, leaving the rest in there. Now this bit is really, hang on a minute, this bit's really important because they need to go blue side up, okay? This is the bit with the developing solution on. I'm going to fold my bag up and I'm going to put that back in here just to make sure that no light gets onto my other sheets of paper. Okay, I've decided that I'd like to do some more natural materials. So I'm going to get my fern and I'm going to put that on there like that. And then I'm going to get my leaf and I'm going to put it on that one. And then I'm going to get a few more actually that you're probably out of shot. I'm just going to put them there like that. And possibly one more thing. Now you have a couple of minutes to play around with your composition. So that's basically where things go. And then after that, depending on how sunny it is, now I'm doing this on quite a dull day, so I've got a little bit more time to play around with it. If it was really hot, the development of the paper would happen really, really quickly, so you don't have so long. So I've done mine. Now what you can do if you want to, I'm not going to do it with these, but you can if you have a piece of glass at home or a piece of clear perspex, you can lay it on top because that helps sometimes keep the objects on your piece of paper. But really don't worry if you don't, because you don't have to do that. Right, my next step is to go and put these outside. If it's difficult for you to get outside, if you've got a sunny window in your house, you can just leave them by the window and it will do the same job. Okay? Here I am, sat in my window. So I ventured outside, but it's a bit windy. So it started blowing my leaves everywhere. So I've come back in, and as you can see, I've just put it on the floor by my window. Now, the longer I leave it here, the lighter the paper will go. So that started off a really dark blue. And you can see the longer I leave it in the window, so it's been here about 5 minutes now, the paper will go lighter and lighter and lighter. So I'm going to rejoin you in about 10 minutes time and we're going to see what it looks like. It's been 10 minutes and I'm now back in the window. So what I'm going to do now, folks, is I'm going to gradually take my leaves off my paper, and then my paper has to soak in the water for 1 minute, okay? So we're going to start with this one, and you're going to see straight away that where the leaves have been on, it's got a nice dark blue colour. So it's left an imprint. There we go. I'm going to do the same with this one and pop that there. So to fix these now, if I was to leave them like this, it would just keep developing and the process wouldn't work properly. So by putting them in the water, I'm stopping the process, okay? So you'll have a lasting piece of artwork and you'll see what happens. Something magic happens now. So I'm popping this one in. And I'm popping this one in. And they are going to be soaking in there for 1 minute. So you might want to time yourself. Make sure they're fully under the water. I don't know whether you can see, but the blue print of the flowers has turned white on both of them. So I'll just leave them in there like that. Okay, so that's been a minute now, so I'm going to gradually take them out. Now we want to put them on something to kind of soak up some of the water. If it's a really hot sunny day, just pop them back outside, just make sure they don't blow away, or just by a window. But we've got a gloomy day, so I've got a bit of kitchen roll here. But you could equally put them on a towel, or you could put them on a tea towel or something like that, and that will help soak the water up. So that's my first one. And this is my second one. There we go. So I think they're rather lovely. So that is it, folks. We are all done. So in your pack, you've got a good few pieces of paper. So you can experiment on cloudy days and on sunny days and see what you end up with. That's the beauty of doing things like this. And just be really careful when you open your pack not to expose it to any light, because it will just ruin your paper. So have a really super summer holiday, and I will look forward to hearing how you got on with it. Bye for now.